Here's an energetical water experiment you can do in your home. This experiment was first brought to the public by Dr. Masaru Emoto, a scientist who revolutionized the idea that our thoughts and intentions makes a huge impact in the physical realm. Water, as everything else in existence, has an awareness, and water remembers. Water has got a memory. If you look at water through a microscope, you would see water crystals. And you would also see different patterns of the water crystal depending on what it has been exposed to. And that would not only be from physical toxin, but from words and thoughts and intentions, or whatever energy the water has been exposed to. This is a water crystal from tap water. This water has been moving in an unnatural habitat. It's been moving forward by a high pressure, underground, in long metal tubes. And in its memory it holds the energetical imprints from people who have been showering in it or washed their hands in it. And even though it's been run through different filtering systems, it still carries medical residues, chemical residues, metals and whatnot. Let's just say there's a lot in the water that puts it in a bad condition. Now here's the magic part. You can restore the water crystals to its original healthy patterns and thus the healing abilities of the water, simply by loving it. Now let's get on with the experiment. Take 3 glasses. Put some uncooked rice in each glass. Cover the rice with water. Label the glasses: love, hate, ignorance. Now put your glasses away, preferably on top of a locker or a high shelf. Remember to note the date when you prepared these glasses. Now here's what you need to do. Every morning you go to the glass of love and you project all your love into that glass. It doesn't have to be more than 30 seconds. Look at the glass as if you were looking at the person you love the most on this planet. Talk to it out loud and say things such as, "I'm grateful that you are here. I love you. You are so beautiful. You are the source of all life." And then spend a moment just thinking beautiful thoughts, whatever comes to mind: peace, unity, love, laughter, sunshine. And really use your intention to put those emotions into the glass of water, just as if you were talking to a real person. Now move over to the glass of hate. And as you might have figured out, you will do exactly the same thing but the opposite. Tell the water that it's a fucking worthless piece of shit, that you wished it to burn in hell, that it's disgusting, repulsive, worthless. And then just bring up whatever dark emotions you can come up with. Your worst memories, disease, death, starvation, famine, plague. Just hate that glass as much as you possibly can. The third glass, being the glass of ignorance, is just like the label suggests, to be left alone. Just ignore it, do nothing with it. And repeat this process when you get back from work in the afternoon and when you go to bed. There are no rules as to how many times you need to do this. Just do it whenever you got a moment to spare. Now, the question on everybody's mind is, what is the outcome of this? No matter how many times you do this experiment, the glass that you love will always be the last glass to rot. And given that human beings consist mostly of water, maybe you can imagine what happens to a child who grows up with unloving parents that fights or screams, or someone being stuck in a dysfunctional relationship, constantly arguing. Just do the experiment and prove it to yourself. And maybe you will think twice as how to project your energetical outcome in thoughts and intentions and words. Bless you.
so he decided to test his hypothesis and show the world. He wanted to try to influence the molecular structure of water with positive thoughts, words, and essentially bless polluted water with prayer and positive visualization. So Emoto wanted to prove to the world and the scientific community that the idea that our consciousness has an influence on water is not folklore or new agery, because as a researcher he understood that our planet, our lives, our biology, the complex organic systems of life and sustenance that surround us and penetrate us, everything right down to the invisible electromagnetic, atomic, subatomic levels of this that we call existence, is far out. Basically, the scientific inquiry points to reality being configured in such a way that believing anything is impossible or ridiculous is more on the ignorant side than anything else, because science tells us that existence is a complex web of mind-boggling sophistication that's becoming more and more complex and far out as research goes on than we could possibly ever imagine.